Welcome to Invest, we talk about investing, finance, and professional development. As the current time of 8:56 a.m. on the Eastern Time, Ethereum contract $1,794, that's about close to 1% so far. Respect over crypto market and the equity market, across the board we are kind of levitating, fluctuating, ups and downs across the spectrum. It's kind of a mixed bag at the moment. And with respect to the macro catalyst that we're identifying across this morning so far, a couple of things, right? So one seems like with respect to there are some statistics coming out for mortgage demand, capturing the statistics for the last 2 decades so far. It seems like the mortgage demand in the recent time frame has fell by the lowest level in 22 years due to obviously the rising interest rates, which is very logical, right? More expensive debt for potential real estate investors doesn't really incentivize people to be borrowing money, and especially in this downturn, where job market is also uncertain. So those correlation will subsequently drive the fall in demand with an increase in supply, which also subsequently will shave the real estate property value as well. I was just reading the news across the real estate market recently. It seems like Apollo Global Management is planning on buying the Hilton Hotel in New York City, Times Square, for 35% off, which, is a sweet deal, if you believe in the iconic brand of Hilton Hotel at a relatively, you know, um, iconic location in Times Square, especially. And then with respect to the other news as well, it seems like there's a investment bank, Bank of America. They've decided to downgrade Target, uh, obviously for the right reason, right? The profit has been shaven in the recent earnings call, and also with respect to the management outlook, is also a little bit pullback, right? Due to investors or consumer like you and I are gonna be a little bit more reluctant on doing the discretionary spending, right? I mean, we still have to be buying groceries and stuff like that, but we'll be a little bit more, I guess, reserved in terms of like the way we used to spend, right? And then looking at the oil price as well, we are spiking all over again. We were levitating around 117 yesterday, but so this morning we spike up to 121 again. So bananas numbers. And also with respect to the 10-year yields, obviously with these catalysts, um, now we're all up about 3.1% all over again. So it seems like we were levitating around 2.74 and the last couple of days so far. But as we get closer to the job numbers, and also with respect to the stir with the mortgage demand, investment banks price target shaved, spiking the yields all go up to be about 3.1% again. And then look at the equity indexes, we are all down about 0.5% across the spectrum. So just kind of levitating. Okay. So across the board, it's kind of a mixed bag of news, but obviously, if you talk about like the ratio of negative versus positive, I would say it's pretty much a negative across the board, despite the surge that we saw like 2 days ago, right? And we are approximately 48 hours away from the CPI report coming out on this Friday, on the 10th at 8:30 a.m. on the Eastern Time. And subsequent to that will be the FOMC meeting on the 14th and 15th. So we will see how that goes. So let's just dive into the technical to see what's happening. I feel like I'm repeating myself every single time. It's pretty much the same because we have not really moved that much. But ultimately, what we know is like we need to cross down on the MACD front and then cross up, right? So ideally, coming down to the 1700 all the way to 1650, possibly even 1550, would be important because of we need to cross down on the MACD front to form a death cross and then cross up to form a golden cross to replenish the bullish buying pressure, right? In respect to Bitcoin, at 30,000 at the moment, that about 3.35%. Same thing, right? Going down to 28,500 and then cross up from there, right? And then for Classic, that about 1.2%. I would say I like the low 20s, right? Anywhere from like the low 20s all the way down to like the 17s, the 15s, like the flat numbers, right? Because it's like forming new lows would be logical DCA. Dogecoin down about 1% so far as the low 7, right? So low 7 to the a high 7 to the low 7, right, would be a good frame to DCA from here. Again, you need to cross down and cross up, right? Cardano is up about 4% so far. We are at the 56 out of 70 right now, so relatively overbought, I would say. So we need to cross down and cross up, bro. So ideally coming back down, buying around at the 50 would be more logical than buying at the current level right now. Solana's flat but up a little bit because of we are bouncing from the resistance level of 38. So if we go up, we're going to go to 50. We go down, we're going to go to 35 to 33 from here. XRP up about 1.7% at 40 right now. So all the flat numbers like 40, 35, 30 respectively. Polkadot's down about 0.18% at 9 cents at the moment. High 8s all the way to the low 8s would be the good level. Algorand's up about close to 5% so far. All the flat numbers, right? 40, 35, 30 respectively. Shiba Inu, as I get closer to the 3 digits, right, where like the low 1,000 at the moment would be logical DCA within the frames of 1,400 versus 900. So as you get closer to 900, doesn't hurt to buy it, but you have to watch that we need to cross down on a MACD front. Then we cross up, right? So as we cross down, look out for the levels below. MACTech down about 1% so far, 61, so flat numbers, right? 60, 55, 50 respectively. AVAX down about 1.22% at $24 at the moment. So I like anywhere from like 22 down, right? Basically all the flat numbers, but it's relatively stale, right? You need to cross down and cross up. So ideally, you know, breaking below 20 wouldn't be surprising to me. Okay, so it's kind of a mixed bag this morning. So we are, again, right, 48 hours away from the CPI report coming. As a heads up, I will actually be out tomorrow because I have to go to a conference tomorrow. So it will be an entire day. So I'll probably miss it because of my timing constraints and limitation in my calendar. But I appreciate you for joining me this morning, and let me know if you have any questions. Appreciate you. Bye.